Wendy, I
Yeah.
went to Om West with my husband
Yeah.
and I got a pendulum.
Oh,
Actually, this is my husband's. It's the Tiger Eye.
yeah.
I got the green one, but I can't find it. I don't know. I guess I
Oh,
left it.
beautiful, beautiful.
I got some crystals. I also got this plant. It's rose something. I forget now, but it's
Yeah.
completely dried up like a ball. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be one that rolls around in a desert and then lands on water and then opens up. And then it coils back and then it rolls again to another
Oh,
destination. It
wow.
kind of symbolizes rebirth and
Yeah.
regeneration and all that. So that's what I will put on my altar because it'll be part of the natural stuff, like with water. So it'll have the water energy.
Beautiful. Send pictures. Send
I
pictures.
will.
Yeah, if anybody gets stuff and they're doing all that, just send pictures. Um, yeah, it's really fun. It's really fun. It's really addictive too. Once you start going to these places and you start getting little toys, I think I have pendulums like everywhere in my house because my
My
kids use them
God.
too.
It is very addictive. My husband
Yeah.
wasn't into this and he got a whole bunch of stuff. In fact, he got more than I did. He got tarot cards. He has no idea what they're for. He's never
Yeah,
even,
that is
he's like,
so
these look really cool. I'm going to get it.
that's really funny. Oh
Yeah,
my
he
gosh,
got,
that's actually speaking of tarot cards, as I was going through today's like what we're going to talk about today, I'm like, it's so funny because there's not much you can say about oracle cards because they kind of are what they are, but there's so much you can say about tarot. Like tarot can go so deep. Oh, here's Kim. So maybe you can teach him some stuff that you're going to learn about tarot.
I'll probably end up doing that. I hope
Yeah.
I get it right though.
Hi, Kim. Oh, we didn't say hi to Sarah too. I know Sarah's here. She's listening, but she's unable to talk. So we feel you.
Hi, I'm here too. I'll be on camera in a short time. I'm
No
getting
problem. Take your time. And so last week I realized afterwards, I'm like, we didn't do our grounding meditation. It was kind of a special class last week, and we're all, I know I was in a special place, but yeah, we didn't do our grounding meditation. So I'm hoping today somebody can lead us through it. Anybody want to take the horns? Cindy, Deborah?
Sure. I'll do it.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, we'll wait till like Kim joins us, and or if anybody wants to pop in, a thumbs up if they're unable to speak. If they're ready to go, we can just get our little grounding meditation going. And then I also have on tap for today oracle cards. So they're so much fun. I wanted to bring all of mine today, but I was like, okay, no, I can't carry everything because I have really way too much. Some that I haven't even played with, but oh, nice. Ask your guide.
Oh, wow. That looks really great.
Really nice. I love that. It's just all different guides that come up. Oh, I think your camera went off. But yeah, and then definitely I want to find out if you guys have any decks or how you're doing it. Hi, Kim. How are you today?
super good.
Good, 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 good. So Cindy's going to take us through our grounding meditation. I was saying that I realized we didn't do that last time, but let's count last time as a little bit of a write-off. Has anybody been doing any tune-ins, any feedback, anything to share with that? Not much? Okay. All right, no worries. Take it as it comes. Now, today we're going to go through oracle cards, which I was mentioning to Cindy is going to take probably not that lot of time on how to use them because they're pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Really just about I'll give you my process and how I do it. And like everything I give you in the course is my process, how I've learned it, how I've done it, and what I feel works with it. But again, it's so it's like what works for me. But as you continue to practice, feel free to change things if it doesn't feel right for you or you want to do things another way or whatever, because I know I sent a list of oracle cards, but those are my favorite decks and my favorite people. But as you go along, you'll start to feel and find your own way of doing things. So yeah, we're going to go through oracle cards. And then we're going to go through tarot. I'm going to do an introduction to tarot because, like I said, tarot goes so deep and it's an entire story. It's a lifetime story, but I'll give you the gist of what it is because if you want to start playing with tarot, that's a really nice way to also incorporate understanding your oracle cards because if you understand the meanings of tarot, you can associate them, because tarot has the elements in them. They've got numerology in them. They've got archetypes in them. So tarot encompasses everything. So if you understand each card itself, what it represents, it'll be easier for you to pinpoint things in your oracle. It can kind of take it a little bit deeper for you. But oracle, I mean, like I said, it's really straightforward too. Every deck comes with a guidebook that you can read, or you can learn to interpret them yourself and associate your own meanings. Anyways, I won't jump into that right away. So Cindy's going to take us through our guided meditation today. So whenever you're ready, Cindy, take it away.
Okay. Thanks, everyone. All right. So let's sit comfortably in your chair or on a mat or on the floor or in your bed, and soften your gaze and close your eyes. Relax your shoulders and take a deep breath in. Inhale and exhale, releasing any tension in your upper body, your throat, your shoulders, your chest, and allow your body to grow heavy. Take another inhale and exhale, and focus your energy and your thoughts toward your root chakra, into the base of your spine, and feel the earth supporting you underneath, and allow yourself to just grow heavier and get grounded into the earth. As you inhale, bring your attention to rooting downward, rooting like the roots of a tree, growing downward into the center of Mother Earth. And feel that energy as you extend it toward the source, toward the provider, and allow yourself to feel supported and loved and well provided for. Just allow your body to grow heavier. And take a nice inhale and exhale out. And now, plugging into the center of the earth, draw that energy up towards you. Draw that supporting energy through the base of your spine, all the way to your belly, to your heart, through your throat chakra, and all the way up. Feel that energy surround you with every breath, and bring it to the crown of your head. Just bring yourself into a place of gratitude. Open up to that light energy. Imagine the top of your head is like a flower blossoming upward. And as it opens up, allow the bright light to just pour down. Soft light pouring into the crown of your head. And bring your attention back to your breath. And with every inhale, you're bringing in the light energy. And every exhale, you're just releasing anything that's unwanted, that doesn't serve you. And you're allowing that energy to surround you. And in this moment, you can ask the angels for protection, as not all energy is welcome here. We're not opening up to fear or chaos or negativity. We're opening up to truth and love and bright light and divine intelligence.
C'est pour une question de paysagisme.
Just bring your attention back to your breath. And soften your forehead, space between your eyes, your cheeks, your throat, your shoulders. We're just going to take another inhale. Fill your body with gratitude and love. And exhale, surrendering into the moment. Whenever you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. You can gently move your fingers, your shoulders. Just bring your awareness back to the present, to your surroundings. Take a deep breath in, bring your palms over your head, just do a little stretch. Inhale and exhale out, hands toward your heart. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Cindy. That was beautiful. Much needed this morning. Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, oh, that's okay, Sarah. We figured. Okay, so now that we're all feeling a little centered, a little grounded, let's begin. So, unless anyone has anything they want to share about the tune-ins or any questions or anything like that, we'll move right into oracles. Nope. Okay, cool. So, oracle cards. Anybody have oracle decks? All right, stick your hand up. I know Deborah just showed us one. If you want to show us again which one that you have, say ask the guides. Yeah, that's really beautiful. So it has different angels and guides, goddesses.
It has a little book, and it comes with a card.
Yeah.
Cards that you pick. It doesn't really have angels, it has pictures.
Okay.
So it's just unconditional love at the top, and then divine mother at the bottom. And the book has more information on each card.
Beautiful.
That you pick.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. So oracle decks, there are hundreds, thousands of oracle decks out there. At some point, if you even wanted to create your own oracle deck, you could do that too. We're not going to go down that road yet. But if I even began to show you half of I have a lot of them out here. You can probably see on my desk here. I've got some of them out here. I've got some of them at home. I've got some of them in the other room. I've got some of them in the drawer, because they're really, really fun to play with. And it's really dependent on the type of mood that you're into. And for me, because I also do this kind of work and I use it with a lot of my clients and energy readings, I also gravitate to different decks for different people. So I'll know for this person, I feel like this deck is a little bit more useful, a little bit not. But oracle decks, very different from tarot. Tarot, we're going to talk about a little bit later, but I just want to stick to oracle because oracles are very simple. They are easy to use. They are malleable, meaning you can give different meanings to different cards. You can do spreads as you feel. You can create your own spreads. Like I said, I'll show you the ones that I use. So first thing is, an oracle deck always has to resonate with you. So whenever you feel, it's just like crystals, which we'll learn about, that they kind of become a part of your energy and they kind of become a messenger for you to understand things a little bit better. So they get merged with your energy, which is why it's very important when you do get a deck to cleanse it, to do not a big ritual, but just a very small cleanse, sitting, grounding, and using your sage or your crystals to cleanse the negative energy clockwise, the same thing you do within a room. So whenever I get a deck, I remove all the plastic off of it. I hold it, I sage it with, I use sage or use your crystals clockwise, removing any negative energies that it's picked up along the way from its point of creation all the way through manufacturing and traveling and all that stuff to your hands. And then I go around 3 times clockwise to invoke positive energy, merging it with my energy, thanking it, giving gratitude to it for joining my forces and becoming a messenger and a tool for me to use in bringing light to others. And myself. And that's my verbiage that I use. Just the idea of cleansing it, invoking it, and making it part of your field, your process, your energy, your whatever it is that you want to incorporate it into.
And Wendy, when you're saging that, is it always clockwise? You mentioned.
Well, it's the same thing like the room. So I go anti-clockwise to cleanse it and then clockwise to invoke it.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
So then after that, we're good to go. Each deck is mine. I know some people like to really go into it. So they'll open it up and they'll take the cards out in the deck and they'll like sage each card and all that stuff. Really up to you if you feel like you want to do that. I just do the box as a whole, or if I take the cards out, then I'll kind of go through saging it. And then when I'm done, I like to go through each card. So I just to get the visual of each card. So like I'll go through and look at what each card is and read them. I don't really go into the guidebook a lot now. I used to just to get the general idea. But after a while, they all become kind of self-explanatory when you're looking at an image of what it's trying to tell you. So then I go through each card and I kind of just look at the images and I look at what I see, what kind of stands out, what doesn't stand out, and I know what that card kind of represents for me when I kind of take it out. That's how I invoke my deck. Very simple. Types of decks. There are so many types of decks. There's animal decks, there's divine beings, there's angels, there's chakras. There are elementals. So I'll just show you a couple of different kinds. My favorites that I always use are animal decks. And my animal deck is the medicine card deck from, I had put it on the list. It's Jamie Sam's, and this is the guidebook that comes with it. I don't have the box anymore. But for me, I have found that these cards, and you'll see they have animals on them with the name, and they also come with blank cards where if there are certain animals that have come to you either in your tune in or you recognize that are not in the deck, you can always draw a picture of them, associate a number, and give it the name and add it to your deck so you can create your own. I haven't actually gone ahead and never really done that. I always say that I'm going to, but I don't. But this is honestly one of my favorite decks. So if I had to go anywhere and I needed to take something with just only one deck I can take with me, it would be this deck. Because I find animal medicines for me, and we'll learn that a little bit later, are everything that I really need to know because they kind of represent if they're air animals, if they're land animals, if they're fire, then I know they're more reptiles. And so for me, everything's really in here. Mostly when you read at the beginning, when you pull cards, there'll be cards that come out upwards and there's going to be cards that come out downwards. Upwards are usually the positive meanings of that card. If they come up upside down, it would be the negative aspect of that card. We'll do some examples, but I'm just going to give you the gist of it. Now, when I pull out my deck to use it, okay, I sit down, I'm grounding, I'm good. I pick the deck that I feel that I want to use. You can sage it again. Now there's two things. Either you can have your deck where it's only yours and only you touch it. No one else is allowed to touch it or interfere with it. I know some people like to, if they're doing readings for other people, they're like, oh, pick a card or here you play with the deck. It's really up to you, however you feel comfortable letting other people touch your deck, or because there's energies and everything, and then you just cleanse it afterwards. I personally don't share my cards really with people, so I don't really take them and say, here, pick a card or whatever. For me, they're my own personal readings that I do, and I share the information because I'm specific where I don't really have everybody playing with it. Only people that touch my cards and play with them are my children and my nieces. So they're the only ones that kind of go in there and they can do whatever they want and they play with it. But other than that, it's really just me. I take my deck, whatever I feel that I need to use. I always knock on it 3 times. Now that ties into the whole knock on wood. Knocking on wood is just an ancient technique of just removing negative energy, taking away the negative part of something you just said. Oh, knock on wood, that doesn't happen. So being a paper element and of, wood and earth, I like to knock on them 3 times. Kind of like a clearing out the negative energy, kind of setting, wake up, guys. I need some information. I spread my cards out and then I pick the cards as per the spread that I'm going to do. When I do oracle spreads, I only do them now in 2 ways. I pick 2 cards. I pick one card with what is the current energy of this person that they're sitting in, and what energy do they need to embrace going forward. Okay, that's my 2 that I pick, which is the basic, gives you the gist of someone's energy. There's other ones we can go into when we go more in depth, if they have a specific question or you have a specific question, but that's the most general. That's a 2-card spread. Sorry, I jumped ahead. Simple, you can always do a 1-card spread. Cards, what kind of energy do I need to embrace for my day? Okay, what kind of energy am I sitting with that I need to pay attention to? And you pick 1 card and it gives you that information. And I know you've all done that because some of you picked cards like when we started our class, and it kind of gives you an indication of the energy around a certain thing. So 1 cards are pretty simple when you pick them. But going back to the 2 cards, that's how I pick it. Where am I sitting and what do I need to move forward with? So awareness of the current situation and awareness on the choice that I need to make, which is the 2 pillars of healing anyways, really, awareness and choice. Awareness what's happening, awareness of the choice of where I need to go. When you pick a spread and you put them, whether it's a 1-card spread or you want to do 2-card spread, if you ever feel confused about something, you can always throw another card on top saying, Spirit, I need a little bit more information. And then that card will help you understand the other underlying card a little bit more. So you can always do that to get a little bit more information. It's not that you're confined exactly to the cards. That's it. It's pretty simple. So when you pick a card and you look at the card, that's where your analysis comes in. That's where you can look at the cards and decide, oh, I see a lot of red. Okay, so I'm looking at a lot of root chakra issues or root chakra energy imbalances. This is the area I need to pay attention to. Does this person feel grounded? Do I feel grounded? What am I missing here? So that's how you start to associate what you want to pick out from the cards. Like I said, you can use the guidebooks because the guidebooks are amazing. They'll tell you straight up exactly what the cards are, what they mean. And they'll also tell you the reverse. So if it comes up upside down, what is the reverse meaning of this card? So a few different types, like I was originally saying, there's animal decks that will give you the different types of animal energies and what they are. So my favorite is this one. There's also Animal Medicine from Stacey DeMarco. It's also artwork too. You've got to resonate with the artwork. Like, I absolutely love Stacey DeMarco's artwork. I think it's just it is so beautiful. They're very realistic images, very National Geographic. And I love that.
Sorry, Wendy, what's the name of the other deck, your favorite one?
It's medicine cards. Yeah, medicine cards. This is the guidebook.
Oh, okay.
Called Medicine Card, and it's Jamie Sams and David Carson.
Thanks.
I find they give a really, really good depiction of each animal, what they mean, and the reverse of them as well. So Stacey DeMarco has a really nice animal deck. There's Colette Baron Reed, who has an animal deck also. I didn't bring that one. I don't have that one here. No, I don't have that one here. So yeah, there's animal decks that you can use. I'm biased because those are my favorite. But I also have the feminine divines are a good one, which is where you get the goddesses. My ritual every morning really is when I do my meditation, I'll pick a card for my energy for the day, and I'll pick a card from a feminine divine, which is the goddess that I need to embrace or invoke or be guided by for today. And sometimes I'll feel like I need to do that for a couple of days, so I'll just keep the same card. My favorite is, I'm hesitant to tell you because it's Doreen Virtue. She no longer makes oracle decks. So if you found one like this on eBay or something like that, it's really, really, really good. Yes.
She denounced her cards, so
She
I
did.
don't know if I kind of got turned off after that, which is a shame because I love what she's written and her cards?
Yeah.
Is it still a good idea to use them if she's like
I
denounced
use
them?
them.
Oh, okay.
Well, the fact that she's denounced them doesn't, because when you get an oracle deck, they were created with the divine intention of these are the messages for the cards and these are the meanings, regardless of who was the vessel that they came through, right? So she's very controversial, where she created a lot of decks, wrote a lot of books, and now she has denounced them all and she's devoted her life to Jesus. And it's a path, and it's her personal path, and that's fine. But I don't think that it denotes her work in a sense, because I still use this deck. I think it's phenomenal. Her stuff is hard to come by now because it's no longer being produced. But if you ever do find anything from Doreen Virtue, if you go to old, bookstores or, find ancient things, don't hesitate, because they're really, really, really good. She was really, really good. So this is my favorite deck. I use this one, and I use also, again, from Stacey DeMarco, Queen of the Moon. So I use a lot of lunar energy in my readings because that's just what I feel called to. Moonology is a good one too. Yeah, Moonology. It's funny because I always looked at that one, but I never felt like I could get it yet. But I have the book for Moonology. And then this one came up, and I found this one, and I was like, this is so beautiful. So yeah, if you do moon work, so for me, I pick up the energy that I'm sitting in with every day, and then what kind of guidance do I need from the feminine divine to move forward with my day? Those are usually my 2 cards that I pick in the morning for myself. Like I said, Stacey DeMarco, I've got everything from Stacey DeMarco. She's got elemental oracles also. She has, the animal oracles, the moon deck. She's really, really good. That's what I do in the mornings with the oracles. Another really good set of oracles is, there's random things. So I have a chakra deck. So if you're sitting there and you're thinking, okay, yeah, good one. Love this one. You can just kind of pull out for somebody else, or even for yourself, what chakra do I really need to focus on today? Or, where do I need to bring my energy? This is really good because it gives you the 7 colors. It gives you the energy with it. And if you want to read the guidebook too, it'll give you more info on that. That's a good one for the chakras.
It's funny because this one, I don't know for you, but that one to me is kind of the candy one a bit. Like it doesn't, I mean by that I use it, but it's a bit like it doesn't have the same, not that it's less, it's totally something super good, but it's not sacred. Like it's sort of joyful and puppy, and not just the deck, but it's just like, it's sort of a joyful thing that you can do whenever, just like it doesn't have a ritual associated to it.
Exactly.
Like it's really sort of a candy one.
Yeah, a lot of the other ones feel very sacred. This one, I love how you put that candy. It's very simple. It's very basic. Like I pull it just sometimes. I don't even read what the word is, but I look at the color. Oh, blue. Okay, all right. That's what I have to focus on.
Yeah.
That's it really quickly.
Yeah. And that one I let shuffle. Like people, they shuffle it, and I clean it a bit, but it's not,
it's
not attached to me at all. Kind of.
Yeah. So you'll have decks like that, the ones that resonate with you, ones you use for different times and different things. So that's a really simple one. My other one that I absolutely love right next to my medicine cards is always my Wisdom of the Oracle from Colette Baron Reid. She has the sacredness, but she also has the simplicity and a playfulness of just what the message is that she's trying to give you. This one is a bit more, it's not where you pick just one word. She has more phrases. So you'll pick something like there's a then and now, or there's cards like truth be told. Okay, there's something that's underlying in this issue that I'm not really seeing truthfully. Either I'm lying to myself or I'm lying to other people. Got to get to the truth. There's message in a bottle. So there's something that's coming, either that's a message, or there's something that you have to look for that is hidden, but there's a message for you somewhere. So you kind of got to open up, clean it up. Time to clean up house, clean up your environment, clean up your mind, clean up the situation. You got to do some spring cleaning. So they can be very literal, like chop wood. Okay, so chop wood. She's been working very hard. She's been diligent. She's been doing a lot of like the work that has to be done. So if you get it in this way, it's like, okay, I've got to do a lot of work here. I'm chopping wood. I got to just get the nitty gritty earthly duties down. If you pick them and they're upside down, maybe you're doing too much work and you're not focusing on the things that you need to focus on. There's too much of the earthly quality of doing that much work. So same meaning, but just in a positive sense and a negative sense. And that's how you take it. So this deck I absolutely love. So it'll just give me the straight up, it's kind of like really having a conversation with sentences back, whereas we get images and symbologies and things like that. This will kind of just give you a straight up sentence. Here, take this and go. So those two are my go-tos that stay in my drawer. There's lots of another one that's really good is the Kali Oracle. So Alana Fairchild is one of my other favorite.
Pocket one too.
Oh, you have the pocket one?
Mm-hmm.
This one,
fun. You can put it in your back pocket.
Yeah, because her decks are pretty big compared to the other one, I find. So Alana Fairchild, I adore her. I absolutely adore her. I think she's one of my favorites because I find I put her on one of the most sacred creators. Her decks are very, very ritualistic, very, very powerful, very deep. I have two of her decks. There's the other ones that I've been hesitant to get. I have a Rumi at home, and then there's the White Light Oracle, and there's a Sacred Rebel she has. But the two that I brought here was Isis and Kali. These two decks, this is probably one of my first decks that I got. And it was so on point, and the imagery is so beautiful inside of them. Kali is a goddess. So we'll learn her when we learn the angels and the archetypes, but Kali is a goddess in Hindu mythology, but she's controversial because she is positive and negative. So she could be the goddess of death. She's the goddess of destruction, but she's also the goddess of transformation. So usually when Kali shows up, or you're using a Kali deck, or you're called to a Kali deck, it's a bit of a challenging time because you're going to be challenged in many different ways. And I can attest to that because I didn't care much to get this deck, and it sat in my cart. And there was a time where Kali was coming up for me left, right, and center. Everywhere I turned, I saw Kali images. The name was coming up. This Oracle deck showed up at our door randomly. Well, it wasn't random. It was sitting in our Amazon cart for like months. And my husband just somehow popped it into the cart and ordered it with the rest of his stuff. And I didn't know. So I opened the door one day and I opened the packages. And then this popped up at the same time that Kali was talking. I was like, oh my goodness. But anyways, point is that it's very powerful. If Kali comes up, it's a challenging time, but she's also the goddess of time. So time can be taken both positive and negatively, right? Time gives you and time takes away, but it's the perspective that you put on it, right? Time is just what it is. It's either bringing to you or it's taking away from you. So time gives you birth, time gives you death. So Alana Fairchild, very powerful, highly recommended. Isis, another. So when you're connecting with Gaia, this is a lot of Isis energy because she's considered Mother Earth. She's the same as Lakshmi. She's the same as Durga. They're all the same in the sense that they are Mother Earth. They cover everything that has to do with feminine divine energy. So she also has male energies in here because she has a lot of the Greek goddesses in the deck, but this deck is probably really, really highly recommended if you're going.
Sorry, Wendy, I have a question. When you say it's something is very ritual, what do you mean by that?
So
specific decks, is there a specific ritual associated to that, or
no? Well, so if you go through the guidebook, like other decks, if you read them, so for example, if we pulled something from Colette Baron Reed's deck, we would get a card that is building blocks. Okay, So we're building blocks here. If it's negative, you're building too many blocks, you got to slow down. If it's positive, it is what it is. Take that information, go with it. Ritualistic is, so if you pull a card from any of her decks, so say you pull the card and you look in her guidebook, you'll see
Okay.
Portal of Light, and it'll give you a description of what it is, but it will also give you mantras associated with this card, actual rituals that you can physically do. What they get, a candle, sit with it. This is what you visualize. This is what you do to bring in the energy of that card or clear out the negative energy of your life that the card is telling you that's there. So when I say ritualistic, I mean it comes with actual rituals that you physically do or mentally, meditatively do with yourself
Okay.
to
I
really
see.
deepen that card energy that is telling you about.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
Alana Fairchild does a lot of that. So all of her decks have rituals, mantras, anything like that associated with them.
Okay. Perfect.
I find also that the Cali deck, like right now, I just touched it. Like I just showed it and touched it, and I just showed inside, and I feel it. It's a like it's going like this inside of me right now.
Yeah.
And it's just that she's so powerful, but she's so like true. It's like she comes into my life when it's like and sorry for saying it that way, but that's the only way I can really feel it. It's like when it's a no bullshit time, when it's like,
Absolutely.
okay, that's enough.
Yeah.
You've crewed enough. You
Yeah.
know this and go for it because that's it. And she comes there. And
Yeah.
that's why she's really, she's like, whew.
Yeah. She's intense challenges. She doesn't sugarcoat it. She won't say, oh, it's okay, you'll be okay. No. Yeah. So it's tough love. It's really tough love. Yeah. Does somebody have a hand up? No. Right? There's no Shiva in that deck. Sorry, any question in here? Oh. Okay, so they're answered. Okay.
Sorry, Wendy.
Yes.
For some reason, I can't direct message properly. If you're shuffling,
Yeah.
you're supposed to shuffle them right first.
Yeah.
And if a card falls out while shuffling, is that
Yes.
significant?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I forgot to mention that too. Yes. If a card jumps out on its own, 100% is there to tell you something. Sometimes that'll happen to me where I'm shuffling the cards and one will pop out. I don't even bother picking cards. I just put them away and I pick up that card.
That's the only way I do oracles. Only way.
Only if they jump
All the
out.
time. All the
yeah?
time. Every time I take something, poof. And actually I just noticed that my oracles, they actually have, like, I know like Callie's one card. Never two came out.
Yeah.
She was really bam. And I have the Ganesha, which is amazing. The Lord Ganesha is beautiful. Like the artwork in this one is just so beautiful. It's lovely. It's fun. It's happy.
Who's that one from?
It's from Angela Artfield.
Mm.
It's this actually. It's Whispers of Lord Ganesha.
Oh, that looks beautiful.
It's beautiful. And this one comes out on three cards every time, like poof. And there's always
pop out. That is
they pop out, and it's always three. It's very rare that's another number. Or I feel like I actually shuffle, and then there's one boom or two, and then I feel when it's time to stop. Like I go, like this one is the Yogic Pat, which is a really amazing oracle. It's all the cards of yoga, Ayurveda, and it's really, really the Vedic Pat. So it shows you like also all the lords is very Hindu. And this one, it's always very often 5. And if I continue, like I continue for a bit and I'm like, oh no, there's no more energy in the cards after 5. And before there still is. But it's just like, it really, I don't know, it just happens after, and it didn't take a long time for that to happen with the oracles. I think they have their own something, I think.
They do. They have their own energy. That's why I feel it's so important that when you get a deck and you do the cleansing and invoking with them, because they have an energy on their own, and so they communicate with you. So exactly that, you get your own deck and you find your own way of working with it. So for me, once in a while they'll pop out, and then I know I have to pay attention to that. But other than that, I physically go in and I choose. I close my eyes because I like to feel of where they are. But if you're like Kim and they just pop out, they're just talking to you straight up. You just grab them and you put them down however you need to. So
yeah. And there's decks that I bought that I don't use, that I could give away. I know that I'm not going to use. Yeah, exactly. I tried, they don't talk to me. They literally don't talk to me. There's no caught parping, there's nothing, nothing's happening.
Yeah. So it's a fun journey where you find, and then when you find the ones that sit with you, they become near and dear to your heart. They become like, I don't want to say one of your children, because I love my kids, but I love my Oracle decks.
Like best friends.
Near and dear.
They get to be your BFF.
Exactly. Because I think for me, it's been able to really just help me clarify. Because there's so many times you get clouded, and there's so many times and there's so many things happening. And sometimes I just need to take the thinking out of what I need to do here, and I want to be guided, but I don't want to sit there and do a whole tune in. So like just pulling a card, and I'll be like, okay, I know that this is what I need to embrace for the day. And that's it. It takes the thinking out of it for you sometimes, which is really nice, like a best friend would do.
And do they call you? Like me, I know sometimes in morning pages I'm writing. Yeah. And then I'm asking something in my morning pages, and then I hear that's an Oracle question, and I stop the morning pages, I go get the Oracle, I do the Oracle, I get the answer, and then I continue the morning pages.
Yeah. I haven't had that too many where they sort of just call me. I think I kind of feel like, okay, I go to them more when I need them. They're not.
Maybe it's your pitta. You're more focused and directive.
I decide.
So they sort of catch me on the fly.
I just this week got a new deck, and I'm very excited about it. I ordered it there. I haven't seen them in any stores, but I saw them online. They're called Dirt Gems. It's all plant medicine. So it gives you every possible plant there is, what the energy of that plant is. The artwork I wasn't too keen on, but I don't know, I just felt like I had to have this deck. And every day since I pulled these cards have been so on point. So it's a bit, I don't know what the word would be to describe the artwork, but and I didn't know, I would have normally not picked something like this to actually even go physically order it online without seeing it. But I highly recommend it, especially if for Cindy, like you're into nutrition and understanding plants, and because then it comes with a guidebook that explains the energy of each. Oh, I organized my Oracle decks for you guys, and I just dropped them. Maybe I'm not supposed to have them organized for you by cups. Hold on. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Okay.
I'm going to take a quick picture of this, Wendy. Yeah. Well, I find the black background with the vivid colors, it really pops out. It's almost like, I don't know.
It's different for everyone, right? Like, so for me, it was, I don't know. I thought like ones I think are really nice are ones like this.
Yeah.
Then you've got some you really kind of got to sit there and study it a bit and say, what are they trying to say? Yeah. I think it's 2 girls that created it. It's Dirt Gems, dirtgems.com.
Nice.
And Louise Burdett and Chelsea Granger. Yeah, really nice art.
Where did you get them?
Online.
Oh, okay.
Online. I don't know. They just stumbled up online, and I was like, oh, what's that? But that happens a lot when you start doing this kind of stuff and you're on the computer, stuff pops up, and it's really another way of spirit just being able to access information to kind of throw out at you. So, and then I ordered it really way, like even so many different herbs, like ashwagandha. It'll tell you everything about it, how to invoke it, how to use it. Beautiful. Yeah, so I'm very excited to learn about this deck some more. So far of what I've seen with it and I've used it, absolutely love it. Amazing. And so yeah, those are the gist of different types of oracles: animal oracles, feminine, divine, elemental. Another feminine divine one that's good is the goddess power from Colette Baron Reed. She has really, really beautiful artwork, really beautiful goddesses, very in-depth meanings of who they are from all different traditions. So it's not that when you get a goddess book or anything that has to do feminine divine that you're only going to get, Hindu mythology goddesses or Egyptian. They're from all walks of life. All walks of life. Some of them you've heard of, some of them you've probably never even heard of. But just like Oracle decks, there's thousands, hundreds and thousands of angels and guides and who they are. And the funny thing is when you get a deck and you start pulling cards, sometimes you'll notice you keep getting the same cards all the time. Like sometimes I've used a deck for like years and there are cards that I've never seen and I've never pulled, except for that one day, the first day when I go through them. So, and it's really fun when you get a different one and then you start playing around with those energies. So yeah, she's really good for that, for feminine divine. Another good feminine divine one is Megan Watterson.
I got that one.
Yeah, this one's beautiful. This one's really beautiful. She also has very beautiful artwork. Again, goddesses from all different traditions. I love how she has the red. She has a lot of red in her deck, which is very feminine, right? Very root chakra. Very beautiful artwork.
There's a lot of Shakti in that one. It's very,
yes. Yeah. Very powerful, this deck as well.
I use it rarely, actually. It's sort of it's a very specific, like I probably like 5-6 times a year. It's kind, I don't know why that deck is really, I don't know.
There was a time that I was using it daily until I found
it never got to there for me.
Yeah, I love her.
It's funny, Colette Baron Reed.
Yeah.
I've tried, I was skeptical with the online oracle, right?
Yeah.
Like that you can get an app, you can buy the oracle for the app on your phone.
Yeah.
And I was really skeptical because I was like, through technology, really? But then it's funny, I tried a few, like you can always try them for 7 days for free. So you can actually just, I find it's a cool way to just look at an oracle and see if it resonates a bit, and then you go buy it, right? So I do that often. I download an app of an oracle. And it's funny because Colette Baron Reed, it's the only 2 oracle that I actually bought on my phone, and they are right on every time I consult them. They are she's the only one, and I tried many authors, and it's really the only one that works on digital for me. It's really bizarre. It's like she works digital.
I haven't gotten to the digital. I'm still at the point where I was like you, even though I know the spirit uses technology and can throw cards out at you, I haven't gotten to getting digital oracle cards yet.
But like, I don't feel tarot does. Like I tried tarot and they just give me all sorts of, it doesn't, but, and others either, but I don't know why that one I got 2 actually. I got the Oracle of the 7 Energy, which are chakras.
Yeah.
It's a cool one on the app. And I actually have also, it's a collaboration. It's a collab that she did with Alberto Villoldo. And it's the shaman. I'm trying to see the Shaman's Dream Oracle.
Oh, I've seen those. Yeah. But so there you go. There's apps too. You can always check out an app if you want to just pull cards from your phones. It's easy to take with you everywhere.
Well, you can try them at least for 7 days. It's nice.
What I do is I'm a YouTuber though, so I'll go to a YouTube and I'll check because people unbox and undeck and show all the cards in each one. So sometimes I'll do that before I actually go buy the deck to just see if I like the artwork and if it really feels like it resonates.
It's funny, I don't do that. I have oracles like this one I've had for a long time now. Sacred oracles, I take almost each day 1 card. That's the energy of the day card. And I don't do that. Look at the cards.
Yeah.
So I don't know the cards of that deck. I only know the ones that popped. No.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's like a surprise. I don't know. There's cards of my decks I've never seen.
Yeah. Yeah. I see them on the first day, but exactly. There's ones that just never show up for you. Okay, so yeah, that's oracles. Anybody else have any questions about oracles? Something I like.
Yeah, Wendy, I wanted to know how you shuffle. Like Kim was saying, she kind of feels the energy, it drops, and then she feels like there's no more need to shuffle or whatever. But how do you feel that same way?
Yeah. So it depends. Some of the big cards are hard, but I shuffle. I'm pretty clumsy at times, but I just shuffle like this. Like I knock on them and then I just shuffle like this.
Okay.
That's it. And then sometimes one will just pop out.
Okay. And then you fan it open and you close your eyes and you just sort of.
Yeah, that's how I do it. So after I'm done feeling like okay, I've shuffled it, and then I just fan it out, and then I'll close my eyes, and then I feel which one I want to pick, and then I know in my head the spread that I'm using, so which card has which question with it, and then I put them down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they'll show up like right side or they'll show up upside down, and that also will let me know.
And I'm also right-handed. So when I play cards with people, I shuffle with the right and I do oracles with the left. And I've always done oracle with the left. And now if I try to shuffle an oracle, like if I do a mistake and it doesn't work with the right, and if I try to shuffle when I play cards with people with the left, they go all over the place. So it's like really my left really went for its oracle only or tarot, I guess, but I don't do tarots, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny how
indicative
really
because right and left. Even for crystals, when we talk about the jewelry for crystals, but when you use your right hand, because your dominant hand, I'm right-handed. So my right hand I use when I want to invoke the energy that I want to project out. And I wear my jewelry on my left hand when I feel that I need to like pull this energy in for myself. So receiving and giving.
Oh, it's probably done as kind of normal oracle. It's more receiving. Yeah.
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 So even my tiger's eye or any of my bracelets that I wear, depending on what I'm feeling, I'll put them on left or right if I feel like I need to receive for myself more, or I feel like I need to give this energy out more.
That's interesting.
Deborah, you have a question?
Yes. Another way that when I had readings done, I've seen some people like they shuffle and then they put the cards down, then knock on the deck 3 times, and then they just part it like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take whatever card.
You could do that too. You could do that too. For me, the parting, I only do that with tarot. I never do it with oracles.
Oh.
Yeah, it's funny. So you find your little ways that you feel quirky with. So the parting and switching the sides, I do that with tarot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, do it with oracle too.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's another way, guys. Sarah, you had a question? Oh, sorry, Deborah, was that it? Did you have another?
Yeah, sorry. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, no, okay. Hi, Sarah.
Hi guys. Sorry about earlier. So I had a question about flipping the cards. Is there a way that you flip them? Do you flip them constantly? So once you've shuffled, you have your deck a certain way. You flip and you put them down on the table, or you just hold it up to yourself? Because depending on, I guess I've always been depending on how you flip them, they end up inverted or not.
Yeah. So that also, very good question, is a feeling thing too. Because I will do both. And I will not realize sometimes when I'm doing both. If I pick cards and I pick them out like this, I will take them out and put them down like this. Or I take them out and I've noticed I do this. Because when you pick them out, they're already reversed. But what if your spirit is trying to tell you something of that, the opposite? Your subconscious will pick up on that and put it down the way that it should be down. So when you start to trust the way that you're picking a card and putting a card, everything means something. Like everything means something. Even if you realize or you think, okay, well, no, I'm thinking about putting it this way and I feel like I should put it this way. That's also your conscious talking to your subconscious in a way too. And you'll learn the difference of when you're doing it from an insecurity level of, I'm not sure if this is how I'm supposed to do, so I'm going to put it down this way and see, but something won't feel right. And then when you start to really look at the message that you're getting there, because if you're doing it for yourself, it's the best way to understand that you're getting the right messages and you're not getting the right messages. So you'll learn. So if you put it down this way and you know that that didn't feel right, and then I recognize, okay, it's a lynx. Okay, there's something deceptive going on here. Is there really? And you start to piece the things together, then you know for next time, okay, that didn't feel good the way that I do it. I'm going to do what feels naturally. And then you read it. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, that was the right way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Yeah. So trust everything in the process, guys. Trust everything in the process because it's energy and we can't see energy. We can't touch energy, but it's there and it's happening. So it's doing everything. Nothing happens by coincidence. You don't drop a deck by coincidence. I didn't drop my tarot deck by accident. It got knocked over. It's like, okay, no, maybe don't go with that process. But like everything means something. Your decks should be treated with respect. Obviously, don't bend them, don't fold them, throw them around. It's like a person, it's like your child, it's your friend. Respect, kept in a sacred space. They say don't keep them in plastic. I don't keep any of my decks in plastic. You can get like wooden boxes if you want to keep like proper oracle decks. Or I use little bags that I keep them in. This is what I keep my tarot in. You can keep them wrapped in natural products. So my tarot itself to me is very sacred. I have my original deck, but I keep them wrapped in, I have a piece of 100% silk. So I don't wrap them up in plastic or even really paper or anything like that. You can, but that'll rip. So natural fibers to keep them in, that's the best way to do it. Easiest way to do it is just, you can keep them in the box they came in. That's what I do with mine. I keep them, I turn it inside out and I put it inside and I keep them in the box that they come in. I keep the guidebook underneath and that's it. That's a nice way too, because it's natural. It came in it, it's a casing. So you can store them that way. Don't just throw them everywhere. Yeah, that's it for oracles. Another nice one is the Spirit Oracle. Again, Colette Baron Reed. If you're doing crystal spirits, sorry. And the same thing, another good way to learn crystals, because they have all the different types of crystals. Meanings are inside the guidebooks. But if you're feeling what kind of energy do I need today? What kind of crystal do I need today? You kind of shuffle your cards and you pull out and it'll show you this is the kind of energy you need to embrace. And even if you don't have the crystal, you know it's the energy that you're needing to embrace for the day or shed. That's a nice one. I know my kids love to play with this one, the crystal ones. And that's it. That's the gist of oracles. Another nice thing I like to do is I have a reading cloth, which is, what's that? Oracle. Oh, I've seen that one.
It's really nice. If you're into nature and you really feel close to trees, you feel that you have a connection to trees, they're really, it's a really, that's in French, this one, but they have it in English. The oracle, Celtic Oracle of Trees.
I'm feeling like I might need to add that one to my deck, to my collection. I will take note of that after.
I almost bought the dirt gem, but I just went to the up to the payment and I was like, ow, it's steep. It stung a little. I was like, whoa, 65 Canadian. Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's another thing too with the prices.
That one is pricey.
Yeah, it is pricey. It is a little bit pricey. I'm
sure it's going to end up in my collection anyway, but maybe not today.
If it's there, it'll tug at you. If it's meant to come to you, it'll tug at you because, yeah, I know it's a bit steep. I would pay again for it if I had to. That's how much I'm in love with it right now. So yeah. Okay. So any questions about oracles? Very straightforward, very simple. You find the deck that resonates with you, you bring it home or you open your package if you ordered it, and you sage it, cleanse it in any way. I'm going to say saging, but again, you take it how you want for cleansing. Cleanse it clockwise, remove negative energy, counterclockwise, remove negative energy, clockwise, invoke positive energy, bring it into your energy. Thank it, gratitude, they love gratitude. just like angels and everything. We always give gratitude for everything that's helping us along our journey. And that's it. Upwards, straight message. Reversed are usually the not negative, but the challenging side of this energy, what it's trying to tell you. Spreads. So yeah, single spread. And then you have your double spread. Now, spreads are so, every guidebook comes with examples of spreads. I really only use those three, either the single that I need to do for the day. I have also a set, which I'm going to post up on the Google Classroom for you guys to have a look at. But I have them that I created, but they're much more like I would practice with the 1, 2, or 3. I didn't explain 3, I'll explain to the 3 cards in a second. I would practice with those to get the feel for them and connect with your cards and kind of learn a little bit more. But then for later on, there's more complicated spreads where you can ask specific questions. I have them color coordinated. That's my pitta a little bit. So the yellows are the easy ones, the greens are the intermediates, and then the orange ones are more advanced. So I'll post those up so you guys can look at it. But they're organized in terms of like where the number you spread them in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what they mean. So like if you what's your ego, the energy of the current position. The second one, what's the outcome of this situation? So you go very deep. What's the inner motivation that I need to embrace for this? So depending what decks you use, you can get more information. Like if you're using the Colette Baron Reed, she'll give you actually sentences that will fit into these. If you're using animals, then you kind of have to figure out what animal energy is in this. So I'll post those up. But just to recap the readings, 1 card, just a general question if you want, current energy, what I need to embrace, whatever it is, single, pick a card, that's what you got. The second one is how I do it is what is a current energy? What is the energy that you need to embrace? The 3 card reading, you can do 2 ways. You could do it literally past, present, and future. So if you flip the cards down, it'll be past energy situation of this and the current one and then the future one. And you kind of read your cards that way. Or you can take the 3 card spread and you can put associations to them. So when you lay down your 3 cards, you can say, okay, this is past, this is present, this is future. Or you can change them into strength that is needed right now. What is the weakness that's needed, that is happening right now? What do I need to embrace? You can kind of play around with what information you want to get out of it, associate them to the positions so that and it gets connected to your subconscious, which gets connected to spirit, and he knows, okay, this is how she wants the message read and given to her. And then he puts it down. Yeah, yes, Sarah?
Can I share a spread that I would do? So I would do a spread for tarot with 3 cards. The first one I'd lay down would be the center one, and that would be what I need now. I'd do one to the right, and that's why did I get here? And then one to the left, and that's what I need to get to my center.
That's a beautiful one. That's a beautiful one. There you go. So that's the 3 card spread. A few different versions and variations, but exactly how you feel you want to associate a meaning to a section, you do that. And then spirit kind of knows, okay, this is where I'm going to throw everything down. Beautiful. So that's oracles. Have fun with them, play with them, share whichever ones you have, because I think all of us today are going to be going out and getting some different decks to add to our collection. Okay.
I'm already shopping, actually.
Yeah.
That's not good.
You're going to end up
That's really
yeah. It is. It becomes like an addiction. Like I've told my husband, because sometimes he's like, what are you doing with all these decks? I'm like, would you rather me buy shoes? Because I could very well buy shoes, but decks to me are as important as shoes. Okay, so tarot. Oracle, simple. It is what it is. Tarot is a whole different ballgame. Tarot decks are, well, I'm not so organized anymore, but I had them organized. I have two. How am I doing on time? Oh, we're good on time. Perfect. Because I want to show you the original deck, and then I also want to show you the other decks that were created by some of the same people like Colette Baron Reed that has taken tarot and kind of modified it a little bit, which is easier to play with if tarot kind of freaks you out a little bit. Now, I don't know what to do with these cards. So tarot. Tarot is obviously the oracle cards came from tarot because people were like, this is just too complicated. I want something a little bit more simpler. Obviously, cards have the power to give me information. So let me create my own cards. Thus came out oracles. But working our way backwards to tarot, tarot goes so far back to like, I think it's like the 1700s. It originated in Italy, like in the 1700s. And then throughout the years and the centuries, other things were added on to it. So I think the 1500s in Italy, they started using playing cards. Then they started painting images on them and started associating meanings to them. And they started using it that way, spread a little bit. And I think it was around 1700s that the French got involved and they're like, oh, there's something into this. And they started associating more meanings to them. That's where they threw in astronomy, and that's where they threw in the elements. So the 4 elements in astronomy and every other association that the Italians gave to it all became encompassed into one. Then they started creating images, and then I think it was in the 1900s, I don't know exact dates, but I think it was in the 1900s is where it was Rider-Waite decks. So the original tarot decks are usually Rider-Waite decks, which I'm sure you've all seen like these images when you're looking at tarot, the Rider-Waite deck. These are the guys who said, okay, you know what, let's put this into an actual physical system, create the artwork for it that stays true to the original drawings, and create a deck properly for people to use, and then started publishing it, started sending it out, and then everyone started buying the decks. So there's older Italian decks that you can get. I don't have those, but like I could Google them and put some images up. But the Rider-Waite deck is the most original tarot deck there is in terms of the imagery. And well, they won't change the words, but it like most tarot decks, you'll see this deck. They've been changed for other decks, which I'll show you afterwards. But I'm going to explain to you my meanings of the cards, and then you can take them if you have tarot decks. Anybody have tarot decks? Sarah has tarot decks and Kim has tarot decks. So I'll give you my meanings for them. If you guys have different meanings and you want to share them too, that's cool too, because then like everything, you take it and see what resonates with you. But they probably don't differ that much because each card itself is associated with specific meanings. So a tarot deck has 78 cards in them. Let me pull out my list of meanings. Right. So there's 78. They're broken down into 2 categories. You have major arcanas, which is the major players of the game. And you have the minor arcanas, which is the minor players of the game. Now we call it a game because the entire 21 cards in the major arcana of the major players is a storyline. And I'll post this up for you, or you can Google it. It's called The Fool's Journey. So in tarot, if you Google A Fool's Journey, it'll tell you step by step, each 21 card, how it applies to a person's life. So the first card is the Fool, which is all unorganized now. I don't even know where that card is. No, I'll have to go through each 71. So I'll just explain it to you guys then. So it's a journey. So the 21 major arcana cards is a journey. There's 21 cards. It starts off with the Fool, which is kind of like a newborn child that's born into bliss, and kind of like this ignorance is bliss. You're a fool. You're kind of just walking off. You're walking off the cliff, about to fall. You don't really know any better, all the way. And it takes you the journey throughout his life. So from there, he goes to education, and then he, gets a job, and, finds a lover, kind of creates his life, and then reevaluates his life and goes into hermit mode, and then kind of figures out where his truth is and finds that, and then goes through his life towards the end. And there's even the children, maybe he has children, and then all the way to the struggles and the deaths to the end of the journey. So when you look at each card, it'll show you the depiction. Probably I have knocked them over so that I can't show you the cards because we'll end up going into too much detail. So I'll give you the gist of it. Maybe we can create a section where we do tarot specifically itself. It's probably tarot's way of saying, don't box me in with the other stuff. Like, I am on my own. I need my own energy. I need my own class. I need my own time. So he's probably like, no, not going to happen. So I'll put them away. Anyways, your 21 cards is your major journey. Your minor arcanas is broken up into 4 categories. Each category is exactly like playing cards. You've got ace, spades, hearts, and diamonds. Same thing here. And you've got your king, queen, your jack, and your page. But here's king, queen, knight, and page. And then you've got 0, you've got 1, 2 to 9. Same thing in each 4 category. And so you've got 4 elements, 4 categories, 4 elements: earth, air, fire, water. You've got cups, you've got pentacles, you've got swords, and you've got wands. All 4 of them are associated with each 4 element. And those elements are associated with what we talked about, was the last class or the class before. You have the notes of what each element represents. So swords have everything from king all the way to 0, which is like ace all the way to 0. And if it's wands, it's a fire element. So we know that it has anything to do with fire energy, creation, spirit, perception, anything of fiery element. Swords are of air element, and you can think of it like swords kind of just cut through the air. So it brings in the air element, which is of mental. So it's the mental body. So a lot of thought process going on here. You got to think strategically about something, or you're thinking not enough about something. Then you have cups. Cups, I like to remember it like cups are of water element, because a cup can hold water in it. And then you drink it, which is nourishing, which is water, which is ojas, which is kapha. So I associate them with the water energy, which is emotional. So whenever a card comes up with the cups, it's anything of the emotional energy, the emotional body around the situation. And the final one is pentacles, which is the circles, and that's of earth quality. So anything with pentacles has to do with physical, earthly, material, situation, people, more literal of the physical work aspect, or the physical body itself. Those are the 4 suits in the minors. What each of them mean, I don't know, should we go into the meanings?
Can I ask a question before you do?
Sure.
So about the origin. So I have a deck, which is perhaps for lack of a better word, like a manipulation of the decks you have. And I haven't touched it for many years because I started to discover that it was a manipulation, and not necessarily by a good person, a person of light. So I have Aleister Crowley's Thoth deck. I don't know if you've seen it before. So
No.
it's part of like the whole new age section around tarot. And I'm today, like if I were to speak today, I'm I like it because of what the path it led me on, but I don't know if I trust it anymore, if that makes sense. So what could you say about, so oracle cards seem, you know, of a place of light. Every creator has the power to create them and then invoke meanings to the cards. What about the history of the tarot decks before we get into like the meanings of everything? Are there some that, because basically Aleister Crowley is said to have been associated with a lot of darkness, but him and his history has been shared with us in a more positive light, to lead people down perhaps a path full of good intention, but it leads you to the wrong one. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, and I could be wrong.
That makes complete sense. That makes complete sense. So for me, it falls into the same category like Doreen Virtue. The intent of this person when they created the deck, even if it was tarot or even if it was oracle, the intent of what they created the deck was truthful to them in terms of their light, whether that light was of darkness. Because they're two sides of the same coin, right? So his darkness was other people's light, or his light was other people's darkness.
I see, okay.
So the cards itself are the meanings, are associated to the meaning of what you choose to give it, regardless of how he created it.
Okay.
Like Doreen Virtue is still important to me because I have associated these cards with my energy now, and I have associated it with light, and it gives me what I need. And that's it. So like the creator of the deck is the creator of the deck, but then after a while, it's not about him anymore or his intention of how he created it if it's already enveloped into your energy. Do you know what I mean? So if there's hesitation for using the deck because of the association with him, then that's also something that sits with you. Then I wouldn't use the deck until you've kind of made peace that this is my deck and it tells me what I need to now. But if there's that hesitation and that fear of using it, then I would recommend not to use it now. And if you do want to use it, work on wrapping your energy around how this is, I am the owner of this deck now.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. You're welcome.
Me, decks and tarots, and they have like the example that I give usually is like they feel like food, they're nourishing. So it's like a food. So if I eat something that doesn't sit with me, it doesn't mean that it won't sit with you in food. So it's the same thing. And that person that actually, it's a channel, right? He downloaded something and he created that. Everything that we create comes, we're aware or not, doesn't matter. Some people are not aware that it's coming from there, but it still is. So it's a channel that came there and then it goes on your desk and then it's through your channel that you're going to be using that food. If the food doesn't sit with you, then it's not sitting with you. So use another food, eat something else. To me, it's kind of this. And then maybe one day you're going to be able to eat a prune because now it's okay with your body. You know, kind of. That's how it feels to me.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's time for me to put them away and find another one, but I can't get rid of them.
And that's okay because that's the same thing with gurus and our learning process because we evolve. So things that brought us to a point, we have an attachment to it and we kind of think that, oh, this is like, or this person has taught me everything, or this has taken me to where I need to go. And I'm so grateful to them that if I leave them, it's going to be like I'm abandoning them and I'm not grateful for what they've given me this far. And they have to travel with me until forever. But it's really not like that. And one of my mentors told me that. She's like, every guru comes into your life. Some will stay forever and some are just temporary. So you bow down to their feet, you touch their feet, and then you kind of climb up their body as you're learning to get to their wisdom at the top of their head. And when you're done, you thank them. And then you grab onto the feet from another guru and you start learning until you get to your evolution. So it could very well be that these cards brought you to where you need to go and you need to evolve in a different direction, either higher or different, that these cards can no longer give you. They've given you what they can, and it's okay to give them gratitude and say thank you and keep them as a part of your past and where you've come, but it's also okay to move on to something else that if it was in light, they won't be upset. Do you know what I mean? They've served their purpose and they're good.
And it might actually also be something of your future that you don't know, see, because it could be something that's going to come back. Because how many times I left a guru because of all sorts of things I was living at that moment. And then I thought, I'm done. That's it. No good anymore. And I can't use him. Use is not a good word here, but, and then, whoops, back again, relationships. See, we either decide, okay, that's it. I'm ending this relationship. It's shitty. It's not for me anymore. We're in this situation. And then for whatever reason, we stay. And then 1 year down the road, it's like, wow, I'm so glad I stayed, right? Because I went through something that I had to, dirty laundry or whatever. So cards could be that also. Because you clearly feel that you can't get rid of them, that you're not supposed to. So
thank
even
you both
in
for
that
those perspectives.
situation is gaining a little bit of perspective. And even if you need to have a ritual too, that sometimes help, of either writing a letter of gratitude for them, thanking them, and trying a different path now for yourself, and you hold them in a gratitude. And it's just a way of giving thanks, or even just saying it to them, or even just thinking it, putting the intention of gratitude and appreciation. That's all really it needs to soften the energy around it and the guilt. Good. Okay, so it'll take a while for us to go through the meanings, and I'm not supposed to go through each single meaning. So what I'm gonna do is probably check with my pendulum and spirit, but then post them up on Google Classroom so that you'll have what I associate each meaning to. I probably dropped my cards so that I won't go through it, because it probably would take a long time to explain every single card and what they mean. So I'll give it to you guys so that you can look at it. Anything else I wanted to say about tarot? No, I think that's the gist of it.
Can I just share a little something that came up with this story that has not much to do, but I just feel, I'm sorry, I'm just going to close my door. We're still going to hear them because my boyfriend's coming in the house, so the dogs are happy. But anyway, there's a thing that I do with actually things that I go through, and I think that with the cards, it came with that, is that I call it shelving. And I shelve stuff in a very beautiful way sometimes. Like, let's say I'm doing a tuning and I know that there's something that's bugging me right now. It's been bugging for weeks, but I don't want to, that's not what I want to address right now. Like it's not something, I literally say it inside of me. I say to that thing, I know you're there. You're beautiful and awesome. I really have to address you, but I'm just going to put you right here and I will come back to you. If it's very persistent, I'm even going to give him a date, like a moment with it. Like I'm going to say, I'm going to come back to you. I have some time tomorrow morning at 1, we'll sit together. Like, or tomorrow morning at 9, we'll sit together. Like I have a moment that I set for, and then it's going to leave me more alone. It feels like the energy of that thing is going to just let go a lot more. So I thought of the cards a bit like that too. Like it's sort of wrapping them and shelving them in a very precious place and say, you know what? I know you're there for now. That's what it is. And I'll check on, I'll do some check-ins. Like in a month, I'll check in with you, see how I feel. And then maybe, so I don't know. That was a flash, something that just came. That's it.
Yeah, those are all options. You can try each one and see, which one feels good for you. I personally probably would have put them on a shelf and be like, see ya. If I ever come back, I'll come back. But yeah, so it's to each his own on whatever feels comfortable and sits with you. Deborah, you asked, do we use a special table, or can we use any table as long as it's clean to spread? Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think I forgot. I started saying it and then I didn't. Yeah, you can use, again, respect for your cards. So not placing them on dirty surfaces or, where there's spillages and things like that. Very respectfully. That's it. So I've used them on the floor, but that's because this is my sacred space and I use them on the floor. I'm sitting on my mat. I've done that before, or even on just regular tables. But what I've done now, just to make sure, is I got myself one of these little oracle cloths. You can use any cloth. You can cut up any piece of cloth you want and just kind of designate that. And wherever you spread it, it's like a picnic blanket. And you spread it, and then you kind of just put your cards out on that. And then when I'm done, I fold it up, put it away. So that's an option. So yeah, you can use any fabric or anything like of natural that you kind of just put it on. But as long as the idea of respect is there and appreciation and taking care of it like you would anything that's valuable to you, then go ahead and use it. Yeah. So then I was going to show you these since I got knocked over from my tarot cards, but I think it's okay to show them these ones. These are my other tarot decks that I have. They're tarot, again, new age, kind of created by, I know that Sandra Ann Taylor and her sister Sharon, I love them. I have their energy oracle, their energy card deck as well, but they created a tarot deck. So always the same thing. You have major arcana with your 21 cards, and you've got the 4 elements in 4 different categories. So like Colette Baron Reed also is another one that I love her. She also created the Good Tarot, which is another tarot card. Her imagery is very beautiful. She has taken the 21 cards and made them into this is like an earth card. Her imagery, if you can see it, is also very, very beautiful, very colorful. She's associated colors with them too. So like Temperance card is this. So this would be one of the major arcanas. The minor ones, she created them literally with just the elements. So if you want to learn tarot and you want to learn them in an easier way with a guidebook, that helps too. So like air, swords, this is air. Yeah, air, swords. She's literally called it air. So it's 9 of air. In tarot, it would be the 9 of swords. And it's blue. So it helps you associate colors. This one is fire, reddish. She literally calls it, this is the 3 of fire. It would have been the 3 of wands. This is page of earth. So it would have been the pentacles and it would have been the page, and it's green. So there are easier ways to learn them if you want to start off with other people's decks before you get to the heavy stuff, or you can go straight for the heavy stuff, which makes the stuff easier to read.
What's the name of that one, Wendy?
Sorry?
What's the name of that one?
The Good Tarot from Colette Baron Reed. So yeah, she's really simplified it in a nice way how to understand tarot. She has some spreads also in her guidebook. But my favorite in terms of using anything else but the tarot is the Light Seers Tarot. So again, same thing. They've kept the same process, the same major and minor arcanas, 4 categories to the elements and the meanings of each card, because the numbers of each card also mean something. They keep the meaning, but they've updated the images where you can interpret them a little bit better. So like this is the 3 of cups, but they've kept it as cups, but we know that this is a water element. Same thing with wands, kept it as wands, but they use different images to help you understand a little bit, because when you look at the cards, each card literally will show you if it's something that you really need to think of in a situation. So like the 5 of swords, 5 usually indicates change, and it's air element. So he needs to really think about how he's thinking about things. He needs to change his thought process around the situation. And the other cards will give you more information. But if you picked something right now, it's like, oh, what do I do right now? I picked this card. Okay, I need to change the way that I'm thinking about this because something's eating at me that's the wrong way. You know, something is creeping up behind me. Thought, air, 5, change. That's how they're all associated, and I'll write it all out and I'll send it to you guys. But this is my favorite deck in terms of working because I love the artwork. So the Colette Baron Reed one and this one are my favorite. Just the artwork on it I find very colorful and very beautiful and very literal, so very easy to interpret. And yeah, the Akashic Tarot is another good one. I don't use this one too much though. I find I gravitate to this one if I'm going for lighter tarot energy, or I use my regular tarot one. This one I really like it. It's simple, but I never really use it. It's really pretty to look at.
The one that you just showed, the Light Seers, that's by who? Karen Ann?
That's Chris Ann.
Chris Ann.
Yeah,
Chris. Okay.
Ann. Yeah, Chris Ann. Yeah. So that's it. That's the gist of it. Tarot, don't mess with the meanings until you learn the original meanings. If you want to play with meanings, then I would suggest probably get one of these other guys' decks to play with. But if you're going to use original tarot, clearly they're very powerful, and they kind of they have the pitta where I decide if you're going to share information, when you're going to share it, where you're going to share it. So they're very, very powerful. So powerful, I've been able to get very in-depth reading in terms of, and some of the spreads that you'll see, I even have timing of a situation, how long it'll take before someone gets out of this, or what they need to embrace for a certain period of time. I wrap them up in my silk and I keep them in a bag. So this is the only deck that I have that I keep in a deck. It's very precious to me. I think I've had this for about, what are we in here? Oh, maybe about 20 years. Yeah, we're in 2022. I got this in like 2000 or 2001, something like that. So it's been going on a long time, and it was gifted to me from a friend who, unbeknownst to me, knew that I was going to be doing this in my life, in my profession, and something of my life path would require these decks. And at the time, it sat in a cupboard for years and years and years and years and years until I realized, and I was like, oh my God. So it's very, very precious to me. So I treat it with a lot of respect. And that's it. That's the gist of tarots and oracles. Not complicated at all. Very, very simple. You have all the information at your fingertips when it comes to oracle. Tarot, maybe I'll put up on Google Classroom if we want to do a specific class just for tarot, a class or two, and practice tarot and see if we can do it that way. So we kind of give it the respect that it has on its own. If anybody wants to do that, or maybe we can create another session afterwards or something.
I would be interested, but I don't want to impose. So it depends on everyone else, and I don't know if we'll have time.
Yeah,
I would be interested too.
Me too.
Yeah.
I think so. I think it's pretty universal.
Yeah.
So I'll put it up on Google, because I did leave like a Q&A for the last two sessions and a kind of talking and kind of thing. I'm sure we could squeeze it in there somewhere. Yeah, I'll figure out the schedule and we'll do an actual tarot. We'll do an actual tarot, which I think Tarot will be happy with, because that's why he knocked over my cards anyway. Yeah.
Whitney, before you do a tarot or oracle reading, do you do a grounded meditation? Is there some sort of ritual you do to clear your mind or anything? Or
yeah, always the same thing. Always
Okay.
the same thing, that whenever I do tune-ins, I do
Okay.
the same thing for my any kind of reading.
Okay.
Always sitting, grounding, centering. Sometimes if it's like tarot and all that stuff, or oracles, or crystals, or when I'm doing like the pendulum, I don't really go into a whole deep meditative state, because I'm not trying to really get symbology. I really just sit and make sure that I'm grounded, that I'm centered, that I'm connected, and I'm good. Like I'm not, okay, let me pick up my cards. Okay, but then I got to do this, but then I got to that. I know in this moment that I'm grounded and centered, and then I pick my cards and I read them, or I do the other work if I have to, because it's more tangible and it's quicker. So I don't have to get into a deep, deep meditative state.
Okay.
But always ground yourself before you do any kind of reading.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Because if you're not grounded, then you shouldn't be doing reading.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Even these readings, because then it also gets very whenever we're in a stressful situation or something's not right or we're upset, the first thing we want to do is ask spirit. The first thing we want to do is get, feedback or pull a card or something. But that kind of energy, you can't do it in. So you'll always have to just take a moment. You can do things when you're upset, but you have to make sure that you get to a point where you're calm and you're centered and you're ready to receive some information. So if you're in a huff and a puff, don't do any readings.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Okay, so I think that concludes our class for today, right on time. Good. I'll put together a tarot process and then give you all of the details that I have for each one, the meanings that I have associated with it. And then I'll show you 2 of the main spreads that I use when I use tarot. And then we can have a powwow of when you guys have tarot, what your meanings are and how you feel about that. Great. Have fun. I feel like you have more fun with this than the tune-ins.
And then this summer we could do a happening and just
yes,
to somebody's place and do readings, and
that
would be kind of cool.
I would love that. So yes, so speaking of which, actually reading for each other, because when you're doing your tune-ins, or if you're going to try and attempt your tune-ins, this helps you. So you do your tune-ins, you get your symbology, then you pull your cards, and then you start to piece the story together. So when I do a tune-in, I literally sit, I do my grounded meditation, I do my tune-in, I get my symbology, I write everything down, then I pull out some cards. So whatever decks that I feel like I'm pulled to, sometimes I'll use just the animal deck, or I'll use the animal and the wisdom of the oracle, or whatever it is. I pull them, ask my questions, put them down. And sometimes my tune-ins have made absolutely no sense because I have no idea about this person or whatever, but I've got this stuff and I put it down. Then I pull the cards and I see, oh, okay, this makes more sense. This goes with this and this. Okay, this is associated with this. And it's pieces of a puzzle that you kind of put together that gives you a whole story. So you can incorporate these now into your tune-ins. And if everyone feels ready, at some point, I would like us to do readings for each other, even if we don't get to be live together, but you can kind of team up, exchange your emails or whatever, and then you can message the other person and say, okay, I have a specific question that I would like, or I'd like something general, or whatever it is, and you give that to the other person. So for example, if Sarah gives it to Cindy, Cindy will take the question that she got from her, she'll go do her grounding, and then she'll do her tune-in, she'll pull out the cards, she'll write everything down, and then she'll figure out how do I interpret this based on what I know in terms of the symbology that you see and what stands out for you, what it feels like for you. And then she gives it all back to Sarah, like not trying to figure out this makes sense for her, that doesn't make sense for her. You just give it all to her, and then Sarah comes back with feedback and be like, yeah, this makes sense, or that didn't really get that, or this is how I would take that because that makes more sense for my life right now. Then Cindy will know, oh, okay, this is how I was getting the information. This is what it meant. This is what I was supposed to look at. This is what I mean by it's a very experiential course to be able to know and read better.
That's such a cool homework assignment. When do we get that?
It's really fun. It's really up to when you guys are ready. So I'm going to put another poll because I don't want to put pressure on people, because if there are some of you that do feel ready and want to do it, then I'll just pair you up. And if you're not ready yet, that's cool too. You don't have to do it right now. I think that's a better plan.
But thanks. That's really nice. It's really cool. Because I read for myself, but for others, and it's not very easy, like to me. So that's going to make it really like to get the feedback and say, oh, okay, that's how I saw it. And that's how it works inside me also, because there's a way that it works inside you, I guess. And then it's going to give us a feel of that. That's nice.
Yeah, it's a really good way to really figure. When I had learned it and my teacher had told me that it's easier to read for other people than yourselves, I was like, no, that doesn't make any sense, but it really is. Because then you learn so much more about your trust issues, because I didn't trust this information, and so I didn't give it to her. But when you have to give everything to the person, then you realize, oh, I was right. I am connected. Something is telling me something. This does make sense. And then you develop that trust with you. So when you do your own readings, you're so much more connected and you trust and you're able to receive because you're like, yeah, okay, it does make sense. So, okay, so I will put up a poll.
I guess it's like coaching. It's a bit the same. Like when you coach somebody, it's easier to coach someone than yourself. Your own things is like you're here and you don't see it, right? And for the other one, you're like, how can she not see that? It's like, but you know, so I guess it's similar.
Perfect. Okay, sounds good. Anybody have any other questions or anything? No.
All good.
Okay, so have fun with your oracle cards and your tarot if you want, and I will put that stuff. Put the video up. I will put the poll up. I will put and I'll rework the plan, and we'll figure out a time where we can do tarot. Probably, maybe next week we'll do tarot then, since we're already on the oracles and the tarots and the readings and the spreads, because then you can incorporate to, yeah. So I'm gonna plan it for next week to start. We'll do tarot next week, and then we'll see if we need an extra class after that for it, or we could do half and half, like tarot, and then the next session we'll do the beginning half more tarot if we need, and then the second half we'll throw something in, like either the crystals or the pendulums. I think need their own class, so maybe crystals.
Who did you say had asked for this class? You said at the beginning of the class that it's because of that person that we're here, like that asked for the class.
Oh, it was Cindy. It was Cindy.
Oh, thank you, Cindy. I didn't remember it was you, but what a great call.
Wonderful.
Have a nice week, everybody.
So thanks, you too.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
You.
Bye. Thank you.